Cam. The U.S. Senate passed historic immigration reform that includes key provisions important to Hawaii, such as reunifying Filipino World War II veterans with their children and restoring Medicaid eligibility for certain migrants. But the battle is far from over, and Senator Mazie Hirono joins us now to discuss the fate of this important bill. Good morning, Senator.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us.
And happy 4th of July,
Happy 4th of July to you, too.
Yes.
So it looks like the fate of the bill is now in the hands of the U.S. House.
Yes.
So are you optimistic about this, or do you think it's
I am hopeful
stop?
Because the Senate spent literally months talking about immigration reform, and so many senators went to the floor of the Senate to share their immigrant backgrounds, and I'm hopeful that the House will go through that kind of process, and at the end of that they will pass their own, I'm sure, version of immigration reform that will get us into conference. So I am hopeful, because we need to get 11 million undocumented people out of the shadows on a pathway to citizenship.
You were almost 8 years old when you
Yes.
came here from the United States from Japan. Do you think your story and the personal stories of the other U.S. senators have shaped the conversation, and do you think that this will translate over to the House side as well?
Again, I'm really hopeful, because we all share, so many of us share a common background. For myself, I'm the only immigrant, by the way, serving in the U.S. Congress, but so many people came forward. Marco Rubio said his parents came from Cuba. He was one of the Gang of Eight. Senator Durbin talked about another Gang of Eight member, Democrat, talked about his mother who had come here when she was a young girl, and how he framed her naturalization papers to always remind him that our country is made of immigrants. So, you know, I'm just really, I'm hopeful that we'll be able to do this. It's historic. It's a historic legislation.
Senator, let's talk about the military sex assault investigation and those hearings that were on Capitol Hill. There are 7 women in the Senate Armed Services Committee, which is historic. How do you think women have been driving the conversation in terms of military sex assaults, which the issue has been around for a long time?
The tragedy of sexual trauma in the military has been around for a long time, too long, and the fact that there are 7 women now on the committee, both Democrats and Republicans, we very much are focused on this issue, which causes the military to also focus and pay attention. And of course, we have a lot of men on the committee who are just as concerned. But I think that the women, 7 women on that committee, is really a part of what's driving this issue to what I hope will be the kind of prevention and prosecution that we need to enable our military men and women to be safe.
Well, Senator, I know you've got a lot on your plate and you're visiting a lot of
4th
different
of July
places.
parade.
That's right. Well, we really appreciate your time here
Thank you.
this morning, Senator
Mahalo
Mazie
to
Hirono.
you.
And to see this interview again, you can head to the top video section of our website, kitv.com.